Good morning, everyone. If you are in Northeast Florida, wondering how your sleep was, because golly, I did not sleep well last night I just didn't sleep well anyways, but then with that storm that rolled through, 6:30 to 7:30, no bueno, no bueno. All right, tell me hi if you're here with us live. I cannot wait to get started today. What we're talking about is synchronicities, and one of the things that I really love about what will I call it? About the spirit world, about the divine, is how they communicate with us and these magical, beautiful little signs and symbols that they leave for us so that we know that we aren't alone. Hi, Ashley. Good morning. So, what I want you all to do is start thinking of any questions that you may have. I don't know how long it'll take, maybe 20 or 30 minutes. And then at the end, I'll open up for some questions and answers. So, you're more than welcome to pop your questions into the chat if you'd like. Oh, I guess I can't do that. I was gonna try and do something on the group. Hold on. Hi, Carmel. Okay. So anyways, synchronicities. What are synchronicities? These are very meaningful coincidences that feel too perfect and too divinely timed to be random. So, what I really mean by this is that there's usually like a deeper significance going on in our life. There's usually some type of message that we can connect with whatever synchronicity it is that we receive from our spirit guides, from our higher self, from our guardian angel, from the archangels. And usually, these synchronicities, these really special messages, are really aligned with what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're experiencing. Maybe some fears that are coming up for you. Maybe you're getting ready to expand outside of your comfort zone and your angels happen to drop a feather on your path or a coin. So these are really moments that can be seen from your spirit team as communication from the universe. And it's like getting a nudge from the divine, signaling that you're on the right path and giving you guidance again on the fact that you're not alone and really what to do next, okay? Hi, Holly. Hi, Aunt Diane. You're up early. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so we're talking about how synchronicities really serve a purpose and that they're not just random, right? So these signs are usually the most of what I see. There's so much more than what we're going to go over today, but this is really just like the tip of the iceberg, okay? So first and foremost, have you ever been out and about and you find a coin on the ground, right? Especially pennies or dimes. Those are really a sign of support for your abundance, finances, and reminders that your angels are near. So think about that. How many times have you come across a penny? I remember when I was a little girl, I don't remember where I learned this, if it was from school or a family or like a book for all I know. But I remember thinking and learning that if you find a penny heads up, then it's good luck, and if it's tails up, then it's bad luck, and you're supposed to pass by it. Okay, I no longer abide by that rule. Every single time that I find a penny, I'm so happy and I pick it up no matter what side it's on. And truly, it's just like such a beautiful little sign from my angels that I'm on the right path with abundance. Whether that mean like so when we're thinking about coins, think about it in this way too. When you receive these messages, if you receive a coin, what have you been working on financially lately? Do you have a new business idea? Have you been thinking about asking for a raise? Have you been thinking about a new offering or a new product? What is it that you've been thinking about financially? Maybe even you're considering paying off debt with a new line of credit. Maybe you're thinking about opening a new credit card. Maybe you're thinking about buying a house, buying a car. You know, whatever the case is, when you see those coins, take it as a message of support and abundance from your angels, from your spirit guide team. So let me make things a little bit easier here. When I say spirit guide team, okay? I mean your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your higher self, your past loved ones, ancestors, okay? So let's just lump all of that under as spirit team to make it a little bit easier. Good morning, Martha. Oh, that was a big lightning. Hopefully the Wi-Fi, wow, I don't think you guys can hear that thunder. I just heard so many of my crystals shake off the wall. They're all still there though, actually. Okay, so I'm gonna take that as a sign, as a synchronicity. The guides say that spirit team is a good phrase, okay? All right, so the coins, all about abundance, okay? Now, secondly, oh, let me grab these feathers down. I have to keep all of my feathers away from my kitty cats, okay? Okay, good. You guys did hear it. That's insane. Hi, Carrie. Look at all my beautiful feathers. Okay, feathers have always been a favorite of mine, and one of the biggest pivotal moments in my life is it was about 8 years ago. Emmett, he's my middle child. He's now 9, and I was opening my business actually. Whoa, that was 8 years ago. I just thought it was like 6 or 7 years ago. But no, friends, that was 8 years ago. So anyhow, I was in downtown Fernandina checking out a daycare, the Lamb, and I was feeling really hesitant about leaving Emmett. He was only a year at the time, and we were still really heavily breastfeeding. He was very, very securely attached. When I say he was incredibly securely attached, guys, he was securely attached, okay? So I was a little stressed out about leaving him, but at the same time, if I didn't, I was going to lose my mind. So anyways, I go to this daycare, meet these wonderful people, and on my way back to the car, I found 3 black feathers. 3. And at this time, I mean, I was familiar with Reiki, right? But I didn't really know the meaning of feathers. But I thought it was kind of crazy that I found 3, and like they weren't all in the same exact spot, okay? So it's not like something happened to a bird. They were all kind of scattered about, like on my path back to the car. And so I looked up the meaning in that moment, and it meant that I was on the right path. It meant protection. So I knew in that moment that even though it was really painful to put Emmett in daycare part-time, I really needed it for myself. I really needed it for him as well. We both just really needed this. And so ever since that moment, I've really been obsessed with feathers. And Martha, next time you're at the office, you're going to have to see, I have a little string of feathers in my office in my little kid area. Each of my kids has like a hand drawing or like a handprint or like fingerprints. I have a little string of black feathers that are right there also. And so ever since then, I've always asked for feathers, as you can very well tell. And black typically means that you're not alone, that your guides are with you, and it can also mean transformation. So, of course, when I was going through that with Emmett, what an insane but beautiful transformation for both him and I. And ever since then, of course, I've also collected others, white feathers, gray feathers. White typically means that you're not alone, that your angels are there. Of course, that's the meaning for any feather that you get. But the white also means purity, protection. So when you come across a feather, just Google it, especially if there's a specific color to it. Google the color meaning to the feather. Google's going to tell you everything that you possibly need to know. But remember, white means protection, purity, you're not alone. Black means transformation and also protection as well. In Northeast Florida, of course, we've got, the power went out and flickered. Hopefully I'm still live. Okay. This thunderstorm is incredible. So the white and black ones are just a combination, right? It's just a combination of those two meanings. I'm not alone, there's cleansing happening, I'm protected, and I'm on the right path. The thing that I love about feathers is not only are they beautiful, in my opinion, but when you're cleansing your house, if you're saging, if you're using Palo Santo, They're really great to waft the smoke up into the corners of things, okay? Also, if someone wouldn't mind telling me if I'm still live, just because if I'm not, I'll restart the video. But I'm pretty sure I saw John's computer flicker and restart. Okay, good. Thanks, Aunt Diane. Well, then maybe one of the angels just felt like getting onto John's computer because it's on for no reason. Okay, I'm going to take that as another confirmation. Okay, I want to show off another little feather. Look at this sweet little dainty one. Thank you, Maria and Carrie. I appreciate it. And Martha. So sweet. So oftentimes I'll find these when I'm out my walks, when I'm out at the beach. And again, in those moments, so take a moment when you find something like a coin, a feather, if you can, place your hand on your heart and one on your womb. If you do not have a physical womb anymore, that's perfectly fine. You still have the energetic imprint of it. So please put your hand on your heart and your sacral, your womb area, and tune into what is that message from your spirit guides. What is that message? What are they trying to communicate to you? Because you can Google this all day long, and I think it's really great. I still Google things like all the time, feather colors, number meanings, all the things, okay? But when you Google it, before you Google it, tune into your body, tune into your mind. What messages are you getting? And Martha just said that feathers are the air element. Consider that when you find them. I love that. And speaking of the air element and feathers, this is one of, feathers are really a sign of Archangel Raphael as well. So many archangels, many angels, it doesn't have to just be Archangel Raphael. But since you're bringing it up, Martha, he is the air element. So there we are. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, now speaking of numbers, numbers are also a really fun way to get messages. Now I'm just hearing a really weird squeaking outside. Okay, so numbers are a really, really, really beautiful way to get messages from your spirit guides. So it can be repeating numbers 111, 222, 444. It doesn't matter. Tune into what numbers you're seeing repeatedly. One of my most favorite numbers is 444. And Google what they mean. You can Google it, or when I'm off the live, I'm going to link one of my favorite websites because she actually talks about the number individually. Like, let's say it's 444, okay? She talks about the number 4. Well, this is not a great example. Hold on. Let me do like 456, okay? She breaks it down to where she talks about the number 4, and then she talks about the number 5, and then she talks about the number 6, and then she talks about what it means all together. So I really love that website because I like having each of them broken down separately, and then I like having them together. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes I will see like 444, especially the time, or 333, but sometimes it's like I see just 33 or just 3, and it really stands out to me. And it's like a moment where, have you ever caught yourself like kind of daydreaming, like in a daze, but you're just like looking at something and you're noticing it more than you normally would? That's what I noticed with numerology. So again, it's not always like a significant big triple number, 444, 333, 555, right? Sometimes it is, for sure. Last night I was listening, ironically, to thunderstorms in the car at football practice because I don't know, I just like needed some type of like vibration in my body, and I looked at my phone on Insight Timer and it was 5555. So of course that was a really cool message, right? It's really cool when they repeat. But what I want to point out to you is that if after that I had seen a 5 again, think about how significant that is in that meaning and what the angels are trying to tell you. So yeah, Googling things, using that numerology website, really great. Again though, pay attention. What were you doing in that moment? Were you doing anything special? What thoughts were you having? Like, there's usually some type of deeper meaning than what Google will tell you. But Google is a really great space to really start trying to figure out and decode those messages. Okay, other signs, rainbows. Those are huge, of course. The other day, my 11-year-old, Martha, you're going to get a kick out of this because sometimes I'm just truly reminded of how truly innocent he is. He came home. I don't remember where him and John went. Maybe they were coming home from football or something. But he goes, Mom, did you know, like, there's nothing at the end of the rainbow? We were going to the rainbow and it just kept going and going and going, getting further and further away. And like there was nothing there. It just kept going. And I was like, I'm sorry, Brayden, what? Did you expect for there to be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? I just, it came out, okay? And yes, he really did. And I felt like a little soul crusher in that moment because I was like, oh my God, I just killed his sweet little innocence. But okay, rainbows, great sign from your spirit guides. Maybe that's the pot at the end of the rainbows that your spirit guides are talking to you, okay? It's a pot of love. Especially if you see the double rainbows, of course, and that's just a double message. Typically, at least for me, when I've seen rainbows, it's a really pure divine message of hope. It's a message of love, and I really want to use the word shine, like shine and color after the storm. Martha pointed out age 11, 1 just keeps going on. Yep, you're right. I didn't even think about that. So usually those rainbows are really filled for hope with me. I'm curious to know what you all think and feel when you see a rainbow. It really means that hope is there, peace is coming, especially, if you think about a storm, like my gosh, right now, this storm that we're having, the rainbows that come after it. And what I really want to say is like the hope after the destruction. So I'm really studying a lot of Jungian archetypes right now, shadow work, Clarissa Pinkola Estes work, like very much a lot of shadow work, internal family systems. So I'm saying all of that to say, I lost my train of thought. Oh, going through the darkness, going through the shadow, it can feel really turbulent at times. It can feel painful. And so seeing those beautiful rainbows, remembering that there is light within the darkness, remembering that we have to travel through those moments as a human and as a soul to hold more light in our body. Okay, so rainbows are a beautiful sign. And remember, when I'm talking about rainbows, I'm going to talk about butterflies and other animals in a couple of minutes. You don't necessarily have to actually see them in nature. Maybe they're on an oracle card. Maybe they're on Facebook or Instagram and you're scrolling and you happen to see it. Maybe it's on somebody's license plate. Maybe it's on a bumper sticker of somebody's car. I just saw Joanna Ocean yesterday. I was out eating lunch with John and ran into her and the baby, Sunshine Ocean. And she had the best freaking bumper sticker on her car. But it's very inappropriate for me to say in case there are children watching this live, so I'm not going to say it. But Joanna, just know that I'm still laughing at the new bumper sticker on your car. So pay attention to those signs. It doesn't always have to be, a butterfly going right in front of your face or a double rainbow out in nature. These are things that you can see. Open yourself up to the possibilities of seeing them everywhere. This is why, one of the reasons, Maria, you're going to appreciate this, why I love when you guys inside of the membership group leave little emojis, because I'm like, oh, what message do you have for me today? Or like, what are you trying to convey to me via your emojis? Like, even simple little things like that. I know it seems so silly and so simple, but I think that our subconscious just plays such a huge role in that. And I believe that the more that we're shut down, kind of the more oblivious we are. And so I really want to point out that it doesn't have to be these huge, grand signs. It can be a very, very tiny, dainty little feather. Sometimes it's going to be these huge honkers that you cannot deny their presence. But other times it's going to be so tiny and so subtle. Angels, spirit guides, our higher selves, they really talk to us through whispers. It's not some big grand thing that we're used to in movies. So pay attention to those little tiny signs, okay? Now, I mentioned butterflies. Martha, she is like the butterfly whisperer. But butterflies are a beautiful sign of transformation, of course. They're really going through that life, death, life cycle. And that also brings up the idea of the divine feminine energy. So when you see butterflies, think about what kind of transformation you're going through. Maybe ask yourself, okay, what do I need to let die in my life? And of course, I mean, what parts of you are you willing and ready to let go of? What trauma are you ready and willing to let go of? Oh, the rain is coming down now. Also, by the way, speaking of Googling things, in the last year I got really obsessed with Googling the colors of butterflies and their specific meaning. So yes, while I did tune into my intuition and I typically receive the right message, I even still, yes, to this day, would Google it just to get some type of inner validation to see what was going on in my life and to help me decode it further to see if there was another sign that I was missing or to help me really like journal through something that was going on when I saw that butterfly. Now, dragonflies are also another really beautiful symbol of that very same thing of transformation of the divine feminine. Dragonflies are also a really beautiful symbol of abundance. So keep that in mind the next time that you see a dragonfly. Okay, let me check my notes, my loves, make sure that I haven't missed anything. Okay, animals in general. Anytime that I see an animal, or better yet, even dreams. Okay, so don't discount dreams. Oh, hello, Olivia. If you're dreaming about something and you remember it, first of all, write it down in the notebook by your bed because you're not going to remember it. And we both know you're not going to remember it. And yeah, I'm speaking to myself as well because all I'm doing right now is looking at myself. So, girl, put that notebook on the side of your bed because you know you're not going to remember in the morning. Okay? Oh, Martha, the last photograph of my husband before he died was him holding a brand new butterfly while I was out of town. Wow. Oh, Martha, I did not know that. Wow. Wow. I'm so shocked right now. How beautiful. How beautiful. Oh. Oh. Okay. Well, there you go, right? That even brings up another thing, like paying attention to pictures, right? Even in oracle cards. I don't really have any oracle cards near me, but I have this blown up one from Rebecca Campbell. A lot of times I will decode messages from the oracle card for people just based on the photo. So that's another way to remember how to communicate to your guides. Okay, back to the dreams. Pay attention if you have specific things come up in your dreams, specific animals, maybe numbers. Are you seeing feathers? Are you seeing coins? These are little signs and symbols that your guides are trying to communicate to you in the ways that they can. Last week or the week before, in the Archangel Lightworker certification, one of the women in there asked a really great question. She said, I have asked my guides to put their hand on me or to brush my back or do something physical so that I knew that they were there. And I think I've said this to you all before. For a lot of my childhood, I read a lot of Chicken Soup for the Soul books, like the angel stories. A lot of Doreen Virtue angel stories. I was really obsessed with reading angel stories, okay? And so I also always craved something like that, like a really big physical touch that I couldn't deny their existence. But as I've studied further and further and further and communicated more and more and more with the angels, something like that to happen is quite difficult on their end because we are so dense. Think about it in this way. Right now, we know that there are at least 12 dimensions, and we are in the 3D. We are working up to the 5D as the Earth. But imagine how much energy and how difficult it must be if there's an angel that's a higher dimension and they really struggle because they're not a physical being like we are, this 3D, 5D being. So for them to be able to touch us like that, it can be really difficult. Now, if there's an emergency or a very specific case and situation, then yeah, of course, they're going to embody someone or something and take on that energy and stop whatever it is from happening or be able to touch you. But more times than not, what I've noticed is these feathers. I've had a like really beautiful big angel when I was growing up, like probably like a foot tall, and she had a bunch of feathers on her back. So at one point when I was younger, I did ask for my grandpa to visit me, to do something. I can't remember what it was that I asked for, but all of a sudden a couple of those feathers fell off and they were like all over my face. I was in my bed next to my nightstand and the angel was on my nightstand. So they really shouldn't have been able to go and get into my face. You know what I'm saying? But I knew in that moment that that was just such a beautiful sign and confirmation of him and his presence, and that I wasn't alone anymore. So remember that it's not going to be something huge. It's not going to be something big like we tend to see in Hollywood. It's going to be these little subtle things. It's going to be that tiny coin that you find on the ground. A couple of weeks ago, Jojo and I were shopping. We were back to school shopping. And so we had just bought her a new water bottle from Ross or TJ Maxx or something like that. We're walking back to the car. We got back to the car and she said, "There's a penny on the ground over there." I was like, "Wait, where?" And she said, "Over there in the grass." And so I was like, "Oh, we should go get it, honey. Like, come on, let's go get it." And it was like so buried that I didn't even see it. But of course, her little very present eyes saw it and she was so excited. And I just thought, like, man, how many coins have I missed out on? Because, well, first of all, I am the adult and I do need to watch out for cars. Okay, I'll give myself that. But like, just because I'm not really being present and I'm in my head or I'm on my phone. So take that time to set that intention today before we end our live to ask for a sign, ask for a symbol, whether that be the coin, the feather, a butterfly. Don't be afraid to be specific too. If it's something like that where it is a feather, it's a coin, it's a butterfly, your guides are happy to help you feel more confident in your connection and to help you feel and know that you're not alone and that they are here. So don't be afraid to ask for signs like that. Oh, and then the other thing, songs. That's another huge thing. Songs are such a beautiful blessing. Actually, I was reading Women Who Run with the Wolves last night, and she was teaching about how songs have been able to heal humanity, how, of course, some believe that it was sound that started our galaxy. It was sound that really just, it's sound that makes us feel alive. It's sound that helps us to heal. It's that vibration. So songs can be a really beautiful sign from your guides. All right, let me see if I have anything else. Okay, so I'm pretty much done. So we can open to any questions if you have any specific questions. One of the things that I want you to remember is to notice the subtle signs, notice the subtle synchronicities. Allow yourself to be open to them. Ask your guides for these signs. And even keep a journal if you want to. You don't have to keep a physical journal. You can keep a notepad open in your phone. Label it Synchronicities. And start writing down the date and the time and what it is that you found, what you felt in that moment, what you were thinking, what kind of clarification or validation it gave to you. That way you're training your mind, your subconscious, and your conscious to really start looking for these signs and these symbols, because once you start, it just really like unravels and opens up like a huge Pandora's box in the best way possible, because then you're noticing them all the time. And when you're really noticing a rise in those synchronicities, you're seeing those coins, those feathers, those numbers, the animals, that's really a sign that your vibration is rising. So if you don't know what vibration or frequency is, of course, quantum physics has taught us all that we vibrate at a certain level. So anger, sadness, hopelessness, depression, that's all heavy, dense emotions. And then the further that we get into the more positive emotions, all the way to love at the end, that's more light, more positive, right? So that means that the more that we're working towards that other side by feeling through the density, don't skip through the density, you've got to feel through it. But the more that we're working through it and we're releasing it, we're letting it go, then the more we open ourselves up to those synchronicities, the more that we're raising our vibration, the more open we are to seeing all of these signs. So I am personally really excited because I am setting an intention to find a feather by this weekend, by Sunday. Tell me in the comments below what your intention is, what you're asking your guides for. I am just asking for a feather on my path. I don't care what color it is. I'm just asking for a feather on my path by Sunday, please. And thank you. So type below, what are you trying to manifest? What are you hoping for? A butterfly, a feather, a coin, a song? Okay, and finally, as those comments start rolling in, oh, hi Deb. Hi Dr. Jeannie. Deb says more blue jays. That was so amazing. Deb, how many blue jays was it again? I can't remember if you told me if it was like, I feel like it was 3, wasn't it? You should look up the angel number for however many blue jays you saw that day, Deb. Dr. Jeannie says a dragonfly. Maria says a feather or a coin. Awesome. 6, Deb? Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Oh, I better write myself the note to link the angel numbers below. Wow, what a sign, Deb. What a sign. Okay, so of course, if you have any more questions, please put them in the comments below. I am happy to answer them either while I'm still live or via text. Oh, Carmel feathers. I'd like a feather on my path for comfort. I love it. I love it. You know, Carmel, like every time that I receive a sign, especially a feather, it really is so comforting. It's just so, it feels so safe and so nurturing. Okay, second thing is, I just released the Shine Your Soul email session last night. So this is an angel activation, an angelic alignment activation. And this is an email session. So this is going to be open for a couple of days. I'm not sure when it's going to close, maybe Sunday, maybe Monday for signups. There's only 10 spots left. So typically it's like a 48-hour, 72-hour offering. But this is really your opportunity to feel a stronger connection with your spirit guides because, like I said, when we have that dense energy, anger, frustration, stagnancy, sadness, whatever it is, that gets clogged in our body. So think of a pipe in your house. If it's clogged with sticks, muck, mud, outside, I'm sure is going to be quite wet today in Northeast Florida. So a lot of the pipes are going to be a little bit clogged, right? With debris, with the sticks, with the leaves, with the mud. The water can't flow through. That is just like our body. Our energy can't flow through if we have that heavier, dense energy. So in this angelic alignment activation, I'm going to go into your crown chakra right here, which is one of our best areas for communicating to the divine. And I'm going to clear it with Reiki. I'm going to clear it with the violet flame. If you don't know what the violet flame is, think of it like Reiki. It's just going to help to clear that chakra center so that you can work through that debris and density and open up to your spirit guides, your higher self, your guardian angels, any goddesses. And so, oh, Carmel said that one of the puppies didn't make it in the middle of the night during labor, and as soon as she opened the door, a black butterfly was fluttering back and forth, and she hasn't seen a black butterfly in such a long time. Carmel, what a beautiful message, though. I'm so sorry that one of those puppies didn't make it, though. I'm so sorry about that. But what a beautiful message from that butterfly to let you know that everything is okay. Wow. Oh, what an interesting sign to receive right after that. And you just said, like, comfort right before that in the other comment. Wow. Okay, I'm sending you so much love and Reiki, Carmel, and the other puppies and the mama. So much love and so much Reiki. I wish I could give you a big, big hug right now. Okay, so the angelic alignment activation, the violet flame is just like Reiki. It's going to help to clear through that density, help you connect stronger to your guides so that you can be open more to these synchronicities. But also, I want to help put a crown, a hologram crown in your crown chakra. What that means is whenever I place a hologram of a chakra in your body, your chakra is going to calibrate to that hologram. And when I say it's a hologram, what I mean is it's a perfect functioning, 100% on, fully functioning, balanced, in harmony, high vibration chakra, okay? So when I put that in your chakra, your actual chakra starts to calibrate with it over time, which means that the healing is going to happen over time. So it's not just one specific healing. It's going to continue to happen over time. You're going to continue to release and raise your vibration in that specific chakra area. And then I'm also going to pull a card for you or give you a little ritual to do to help your crown chakra open up, okay? That little mini offering, I'll put it in the group here shortly after I link the numerology website. But that offering, like I said, it'll be available like 48, 72 hours whenever the 10 spots are filled, and it is an email session. So all of the sessions will be done by next Friday by the end of the day. So you don't have to worry about picking a time that works for you. We're not going to be meeting live. It's a distance session. It's a remote session. It's going to be sent to you via email, okay? All right. I love you all. I don't see any other questions, but I'll hang out for a minute or two just to double check. I hope that you all come back to comment about the feathers, about the coins, about the birds, that you are, the dragonfly, that you are going to be working on manifesting. And don't be afraid, again, to ask, to be specific. These little signs from your guides, they're so happy to do it, especially because we have free will as humans. So in order to get something that we want, we really have to ask for it. Not only do we have to ask for it, but we've really got to be energetically open to receiving it, okay? So come back in the comments once you have manifested your sign or your symbol. Let us know, because I think we would all really love to celebrate together, all right? Okay, my loves, hope you have a wonderful Friday, and if you're in Northeast Florida, hope you're staying dry, and I will catch you guys sometime next week. I think one of our next lives, by the way, will be some type of new moon activation with a goddess. I'm not quite sure yet what goddess. I'm going to plug into astrology and see what's happening in the astrology world to see what goddess is going to step forward for us for that, okay? All right, sending you all lots of love. I'll chat with you guys soon.